Based on my past experiences playing this game, you probably have some insider information on killers I struggle against, so you should probably pick one of those. And if you don't remember which ones they are, I'm definitely not going to tell you.
Well, I've already told you I plan on playing Clown Daddy when I go when I do customs.
I don't struggle against clown. I just don't like the fact that every clown spams 5 bottles on one pallet loop. That's stupid. You're supposed to say, like, what if I just don't commit to that pallet loop? Like, I make you run in circles, throw all your bottles, and then I walk away. Like, then
Oh,
what? Then what do you do?
then you made me
Try and
waste.
run after me?
You made me waste all my free samples, man. Why would you
And then
waste
you,
free
and then
samples?
you know what you have to do?
Make more.
You have to sit there and refill all of your bottles, and by that point, I've put about 80 fucking pallets worth of distance in between us. And you're just over there, swirl, swirl, swirl. All right, let's continue my chase. Okay,
Listen,
knock yourself out.
I'm gonna get you high on my cheap heroin, and you're gonna like it.
Like, I could tell you who I actually struggle against. Like, who's a killer I cannot stand to play against. And it's because he's kind of like Clown in the same way that when he pops his killer power, you just have to run away. And that's the Knight.
Uh, but isn't
The
there?
Knight is
You can.
annoying as hell.
Yeah, but you can easily counter him. You just have to run towards him while he's doing his ability, don't you? Because he's
You
blind.
could, but the thing is like he just summons extra killers. So if you have him on a loop and he just drops a killer on a loop, like one of his little minions, whatever you want to call them, then you're just like you can't use that loop, so you just walk away. And then the Knight has to chase you, and then you're on the next loop, and he has to get back on one knee, propose to you again. Then you just go to the next loop, and it's just this cycle of endless boredom. I either commit to my loop and let him chase me as a 4-man, or I run away and he has to start proposing to me again so he can chase me as a 4-man.
Oh, why don't you say yes to the proposal?
Because I'm not trying to get gangbanged on my wedding day. What do you mean?
Listen, he'll protect you against his minions. You just got to say yes. Become
Another killer that's kind of annoying to play against, but isn't
royalty.
like too broken, is the Singularity. But I mean, to be honest, half of the killers in this game, now that I'm sitting here talking about them, that I hate, are just ones that you counter by running away. Like, and I haven't played against Dracula, so I have no idea how he plays, or the Houndmaster. However, the Houndmaster sounds like
It's death.
she just
It's
straight
like
spams dogs.
it's a better version of her ability is pretty much identical to Deathslinger. The difference is that the Hound can be stunned with a pallet drop if it's timed properly, but the Hound can hop over pallets and over windows and still hold people in place, and you don't suffer a speed penalty when you walk around the wall to hit the person. So,
However, if you want to talk about a killer I never like to play against, and it's just because of how broken and untuned his killer power is, no matter what they do to it, it's Nemesis.
why is that? I honestly thought you were gonna say Chucky there for a minute.
No, I mean Chucky's fine because Chucky you can at least like know when he's coming and then stun him. But like with Nemesis, he's chasing you on a loop. He's already hit all of your friends enough to get tier 3 of whatever his little infection bullshit is. And then so you drop a pallet to stop him. He just slaps it once, it's gone. No movement speed penalty. He just walks through it. Like it's stupid. And then on top of that, if he's not already at that tier, you drop a pallet which locks you in an animation, so every Nemesis player with a brain is just going to slap you in the back of the forehead with the tentacle, and now you're infected.
Tentacles.
Like,
Lucky,
it's, I mean...
lucky for you, I'm horrible at playing Nemesis.
The only thing that's like a light in the dark, like a little redemption for Nemesis, is that if you're on a loop and you can crouch behind something while he tries to slap you, his tentacle has no like reach around hitbox, so it's in a straight line. So it will go over you in that scenario. Kind of like Slinger and Trickster. You can crouch behind stuff and they'll miss. So I mean like that's the little bit of hope that you have, but it's just he's oppressive and broken. And then his little zombies are also fucking annoying because you're working on a generator and then all of a sudden Cletus Maxwell III pops out of the ground and comes over and starts fucking Millie rocking on the back of your forehead. Like, why? Why is that a thing?
They made the zombies smarter too, actually, since last you played, I think.
Why?
They did it because the zombies were considered useless for the most part, so they have longer detection. They have a wider range of detection for noise, and if you break line of sight with a zombie, it'll still pursue you temporarily. So you have to break line of sight with a zombie and keep your line of sight broken with them for a little bit before they decide to veer off and leave you alone.
Yeah, that's so fun and quirky and cool, dude. I absolutely love that. You know who really needs a fucking, like, buff? Not Nemesis. You know who really needs one? The fucking Peener Bite. That man's hook is the most useless motherfucking thing on planet Earth. Because
Yeah.
that's the killer you run at. He pops his hook, it's obviously going to go past you, so you just sprint at him. Now he's locked in an animation where he has to slap his hook into a wall so he can try and chase you again.
Unfortunately, they can't do anything with him because they lost the rights to Cenobite. I think they'll get them back at some point, but for now, they can't do anything with Cenobite.
I mean, he was dog shit on launch after everybody figured out how to counter his power. He's dog shit now. So it's what do, you know? I mean, I love that half of the counters in this game are crouch behind some shit, walk behind some shit, or just run towards the killer every time they try and do something.
There's only that one or two that you really just have to run away from. I still believe Singularity is one of the most broken characters in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Kyle has a problem. Like, you just sit there and spam little fucking turrets and trees, and then all of a sudden you're in Vietnam. Like, I mean, it's just as bad, but it's not like the worst thing you have to play against. Because I mean, like, you can at least, I think his killer power, like, you can unlimitedly get rid of it. With Nemesis, you get to use one vaccine, and then he gets to smack you on the forehead the rest of the game. There's nothing you can do. Unless you're an asshole and you take all your friends' vaccines too.
Oh, God.
I could go on for days about how dumb half of these killers are.
Alright, you know what? You know what killer I want to hear you talk about how dumb they are? Talk to me about Trickster.
Trickster's not dumb. Trickster, out of all the killers that I could talk about, is one of the like, for Trickster, everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's so broken that he can down me from 30,000 meters away." Yeah, if you're stupid and running in an open field, break line of sight with him, then he has to smack a wall and realize he's a fucking moron. Like, that's easy. I love playing against tricksters because especially if you get them on a pallet loop and they're just sitting there with their knives out because they have the same speed as me if I like fucking walk. So I'll just crouch and then all of a sudden Trickster has to put his knives away because he can't hit me anymore, and then I'll just run again and get to a different spot of the loop I can crouch on. Then we've been doing this for 3 minutes and he realizes his knives are useless, so he becomes an M1 killer, so I just keep running him like normal and smack him in the fucking kneecaps. Like, that's light work.
Oh, God. Okay, what's a killer you do want to talk shit about?
Skull Merchant.
Okay, let's talk about Skull Merchant. Talk to me about Skull Merchant.
Skull Merchant's fucking stupid. Skull Merchant is another one of those killers like the Artist where you can just cancel a loop out by dropping your drone. Like, sure, at some point, um, you know, people will just either get rid of your drones or your drones will despawn. But if you're chasing somebody and you already have them injured and like marked or whatever, and you put the fucking drone there, they're just cooked. They have to run. And then if they run, you're faster than them because for some reason she's got god tier movement speed.
Listen, with legs
Like,
like that, why would she move slow?
I don't get it, dude. I don't understand half of the kill. And like Huntress, I wish they would do something with Huntress.
What do you mean by
Like, you have those super good Huntresses that can fucking cross map you. That's fine, but like, she's also ass. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Get good with hatchets?
If somebody walks into a little like, so let's say you saw me playing on whatever map that was. I think it's Larry's, whatever the hospital one is, that has those weird wooden loops.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now Huntress can't use her hatchets because there's about 80 walls in between you and her. And the only way she can use her hatchets is if she forces you to drop a pallet and then smacks you in the back of the forehead. She's just budget Nemesis at that point.
Damn.
Unless you're Chris Kyle, then she's alright.
Murder says obviously the best killer is Mikey Myers. S+, no notes.
Yeah, Mike Myers is great when you can use his fucking killer power once per game, and then all of a sudden now you've stalked everybody to the max and you become an M1 killer the rest of the game. Like, I love walking after people in straight lines and left clicking with no real advantage.
Murder says, I wish Huntress would do something with me. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Cece got sad
Yeah,
when
you
you were
can't.
talking poorly about Huntress. She was saying, I
I'm
love
not even
Huntress.
talking poorly about her. I want them to make her better. I want to see Huntress like pop off. Like imagine if you could throw Huntress hatchets. Like I don't even know what I want to say. I'm trying to think because I don't want to say like trickster knives, like where you can just pull them out and start throwing instantly. But you have to charge the hatchet up, and by the time you have it charged up, I'm crouching behind a rock and you can't fucking hit me. Like you're telling me this chick's been throwing hatchets for fucking years. Years of her life hunting with only hatchets, and it takes her 12 years to get enough strength to throw a hatchet more than 2 inches? Like, give her the ability to charge up faster so that she can yeet the hatchets instead of fucking, like, she pulls it out and tries to throw it and it's about the length of my penis. Like, let's make it better.
In the, I do agree with that improvement because it does take her fucking forever and a day to actually charge her hatchet. But to defend that, she has add-ons that allow you to pull the hatchets out and charge them faster. The problem is you have to waste add-ons to do it.
Yeah, you're using an add-on slot so you can pull out your hatchet faster and still hit fucking nothing. Like, okay. How about we just make it to where it's like not 10 seconds to pull fucking hatchets out of a locker?
Frosty's playing our good boy Deathslinger. The kids are gonna be crying today.
There's probably gonna be no fun to be had here.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin these kids' day.
Deathslinger's broken if you play FPS games.